Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So tomorrow, June 14, 2024, marks the very first 4th of July on Pluto. Pluto has an orbital period of about 248 years, and it will return to its place in the solar system that it was at on July 4, 1776 for the first time. And unfortunately, historically, these events have not played favorably for the United States. So in 1993, Uranus and Neptune came into conjunction. It's the rarest planetary conjunction. Only happens once every 200 some number of years. It was the first one since America's independence. And as a result, we had a truck bombing of the World Trade Center. The World Trade Center was bombed for the first time in 1993. A truck bomb destroyed a number of floors in the parking garage, and 7 people were killed. We were kind of fortunate, though. The terrorists apparently got the floor plan of the Trade Center wrong. They had planned to park near one of the foundation supports, and the North Tower was supposed to collapse and knock over the South Tower. Can you imagine how many people would have died in that scenario? It was midday, right? It wasn't early morning, and it was at the bottom of the Trade Center, right? So we were kind of fortunate, but it was the first major terrorist attack in the United States. In 2020, a number of events coincided together, which I think made the pandemic a lot worse than it had to be. First, in 1917, we had a full moon on the 4th of July, or a lunar eclipse on the 4th of July, and that's apparently really bad luck. In 2020, March 18th of 2020 had a conjunction of Mars and Jupiter, and that kicked off the pandemic. And March 13th was a Friday the 13th. So we lined up a Friday the 13th with a conjunction. And the Great Conjunction happened later that year, obviously. And the 4th of July in 2020, not only did it have a lunar eclipse, but it was a Saturday. And, you know, Chicago sang about Saturday in the Park. And I wonder if they named the song because they knew there would be a lunar eclipse on the 4th of July on a Saturday, right? They didn't sing about a lunar eclipse, though. And just really bad luck, right? 9/11 also had a great conjunction not that far from it. And also it was the 4th of July on, I think, Jupiter or Saturn. I can't remember which one. And so anytime planetary conjunctions coincide with 4th of July, with lunar eclipses, with Friday the 13th, they create a lot of bad luck in their wake for some reason. So fortunately, it's not Friday the 13th this time. It's Thursday, but pretty close, right? And it has a 4th of July, and we just had a conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus. But you know what? I'm hopeful that it will do something to the market, because then we'll get another opportunity to invest, right? So I bought a 1,000-ounce silver bar when everything tanked during the pandemic, and the great financial crisis also worked to my benefit, right? You know, someday when I'm actually retired, I'll think back and, wow, those events actually brought me a lot of good fortunes, right? I made most of my money during the great financial crisis, during COVID, and I started my coin collecting career just after 9/11, right? That wasn't too bad either, right? Those events actually made me a lot of money. I don't know why people were saying they lost money because of them, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.